Monster Hunter. After 15 years, this game still remains one of my favorite RPGs of all time, in a game where we slay giant monsters to craft weapons and build better gear. And with the new introduction of Monster Hunter Generations, there becomes new monsters, new gears, new abilities, and new skills. But these monsters are special, so today I'm counting down the top 10 monsters that I want to fight in Monster Hunter Generations. Enjoy the countdown, everybody. You know, we're starting off this list strong when the OG One-Eyed Yangu falls at number 10. Much like its predecessor, the Yangu, the One-Eyed Yangu is a new Deviant class monster introduced into Monster Hunter Generations. These Deviant class monsters have their own unique armors based on their appearance, and they have their own unique armor skills that have to be unlocked once you upgrade the armor to level 6. Much like its predecessor, the Yangu, the One-Eyed Yangu has a massive, painful, poison-inflicting tail, a triple fireball shot, and a sonic piercing roar. It's going to be one of the most interesting deviant monsters I think in this game to fight. However, it falls at number 10 for a reason, because we still have a long way to go on this list. At number 9 on our list, we have the Black Flame King Rathalos, yet another deviant monster introduced into Monster Hunter Generations. Unlike the standard Rathalos, the Black Flame King Rathalos has its own unique wing design, which looks freaking amazing if you really take a good look at it. I'll put a picture on screen for you guys so you can see his wing design. But he's just as powerful, if not stronger, than the regular Rathalos. His roar becomes a dark and eerie tone, and you just smell death when you approach this guy. He has his own unique move that I like to call the Eruption Blast, which creates a heat zone, much like the Teostra's main when you get close to it in Monster Hunter for you. It does create a heat zone where you do take damage. But that's not even the best part of that attack. The best part of that attack is that it explodes into what DuncanKneeDeep likes to call this.
Nova.
Yeah, he likes to call it a Nova. So yeah, it should be a very interesting fight, and I really can't wait to fight it. At number 8, we have another deviant monster on the list in the form of the White Gale Gargacuga. The White Gale Gargacuga, much like the Gargacuga, maintains its swift speed and absolute brutal power. Its short-range roar is great for pretty much all hunting styles in the game, but personally, I find it most useful to be using a depth style, as I have gotten my hands on the demo, and I have played against the Gargacuga, not the White Gale Gargacuga. It should be a very interesting fight, to say the least. Unlike the standard Gargacuga, the White Gale Gargacuga likes to fire his spikes upward that rain death down from above from his tail. Not only that, but he fires what just appears to be Guile's sonic boom consistently from one swipe of his tail. He's going to be a very powerful beast to fight, and I really can't wait to fight it. At number 7 on the list, we have the Grimclaw TRex. Unlike the standard TRex, the Grimclaw TRex has more power, more speed, and once again, a high damaging sonic piercing roar. Unlike the standard TRex, the Grimclaw TRex can create tremors with just walking on the ground, and when enraged, the Grimclaw TRex can create explosions by slamming the ground with its claws. This is going to be a very tough fight, and it's going to be definitely one of the hardest fights I have to fight in the game. But saying that, I really can't wait to fight it, and I really hope the fight turns out well for me. You should probably wish me luck. I'm probably gonna need it. At number 6, we have the Hotaru, more commonly known as the Malfestio in the United States and Europe. The Hotaru is an owl-like monster that definitely kind of looks like a Mega Noctowl, and I want to throw a Master Ball at it. But that's not really important right now because this is not a Pokemon video. This is Monster Hunter. So the Hotaru, unlike many monsters in the game, it has its own unique status specific to this game. It can inflict confusion status. Now, if you don't know what confusion status is yet, or if you haven't played the demo of Monster Hunter Generations yet, which it is out now on the eShop for the US and EU, what confusion status is it inverts the hunter's controls. So your forward movement becomes backwards, backwards becomes forwards, right becomes left, and left becomes right. There are only two ways to cure confusion. Either you wait out the 20 random seconds at max, confusion lasts. Yes, the confusion can last at a max of 20 seconds. Or you can down a bitter bug. Now, when you down a bitter bug, there is a chance that you can get a bad eating animation, which does eat up more time and does leave you a bit more vulnerable to an attack, which is kind of unfortunate. Not only that, but the Hotaru is also one of the most random attacking monsters I've seen in the game, and his patterns are very hard to read. When he gets enraged, this thing roars, and it's interesting enough because an owl, you think an owl has a roar? Yes, this owl has a roar. But when it gets enraged, all of his attacks start inflicting confusion. A bad thing about all of his attacks when his attacks start inflicting confusion in his rage mode, the range on it, I believe, increases. The range on his confusion attacks is somewhat ridiculous, so it's recommended to have Adept Style against this monster itself. Not only that, but the Hotaru also can inflict sleep in the form of a sleep beam that he fires straight when not enraged, and he fires it in about, I want to say, an 120-degree arc when he is enraged. The easiest way to beat the Hotaru is to wait for your chance to open or hit him with some counterattacks, because he leaves himself very vulnerable after any of his confusion moves. He has one particular confusion move where he creates a giant sphere and can blow it towards you with his wings. If you step in it at all, you will become confused. But it's a very interesting and challenging monster to fight. If you haven't fought it in the demo yet, I recommend you do, because he's going to be a tough one. So that's why he locks himself at number 6. At number 5, we have the last deviant monster on this list, the Golden Thunder Prince Zinogre. Unlike the standard Zinogre, the Golden Thunder Prince Zinogre glows a beautiful gold color, and no longer does he shoot blue lightning, he shoots yellow lightning. The Golden Thunder Prince Zinogre has a very, very powerful lightning-based attack, and he is very quick to charge up. Not only that, but his paw strikes can create 3 golden lightning bolts that strike in front of it at a full charged paw strike. He can also do something much like the Stygian Zinogre, in which he can summon electric thunderbugs. Now, I'm not sure what these electric thunderbugs do, but from looking at certain things and watching certain playthroughs, I can tell that he uses these bugs and absorbs them into his body. I'm not sure what it does other than possibly give him a charge. He's a very powerful, fast, and acrobatic monster, so it's recommended to have either Bushido or Aerial Style against him. And that's why Golden Thunder Prince Zinogre locks himself at number 5, because it's going to be a very, very tough fight. So there's one group of monsters we really haven't talked about yet, and those are the 4 flagship monsters of the game, and those monsters obviously on this list are on my top 4. So, which 4 are they? Well, at number 4 we have the Camuto, a giant ice mammoth that you fight in the same area you originally fought the TRex. The Camuto is one of the biggest standard monsters I have ever seen that is not an Elder Dragon, and boy does he pack a wallop. He is a very ice-oriented mammoth. Most of his attacks can inflict ice blight, and he can absorb you with his trunk, and he has a very annoying pin move. All he has to do is sweep his tusk on the ground, or sweep his tusk on the ground, and if you get anywhere caught in that, you will be pinned over and over and over again. Not only that, but this mammoth is so powerful, it can stand on its freaking hind legs. I kid you not, look at this clip. Yeah, hind legs. Even when you mount this thing still seems like a freaking beast, because if you look at it very closely, you only make it bend one of its legs when you mount it, and it tries to get up on that leg. That's a very powerful monster if you can't knock it down completely off a mount. That's a little scary, and that's going to be one of the best fights in the game, not only because it's the flagship, but it's definitely going to be a very great challenge. And not only that, but all the 4 main monsters in the game have their own themes. Camuto's not the greatest theme I think in the world, but it's still a good theme nonetheless, and that's why all of these things combined together lock it at our number 4 spot. This was easily the hardest decision for me, what to put at number 3 and what to put at number 2 on this list. Well, at number 3, we have Dino Valdo. Dino Valdo, also known as Glavenus in the US and European version, is a land-based Rathalos that looks exactly and almost perfectly like a T-Rex. Dino Valdo is a fire-based monster where all of his attacks can inflict fire blight. He is the last flagship monster of the main game you fight, and boy is he pretty damn powerful. First off, he's got an awesome theme that really fits with the monster, but his attacks are just as scary. He has a very high piercing roar. I'm not sure if his particular roar does damage. I have not been able to find that out yet. I'll have to find that out when the game comes out and I play it for myself. But Dino Valdo has very high powered fire attacks. He can fire fireballs out of his mouth. He also can do what DuncanKneeDeep likes to call a drive-by fireball, where he walks and fires a fireball to the side. Now, you would think that'd be just great, right? He can fire fireballs. Oh yeah, woohoo! He fires fireballs. Yeah, see, these fireballs can stick to the ground and then explode, therefore giving you even more damage if you're caught in the radius of that, so try not to. Not only that, but Dino Valdo is pretty damn powerful, as he is a brute wyvern itself. His best attack, though, has got to be when he bites his own tail to sharpen it and swing it at you like a sword. I'm not even joking. He's that strong, that scary, and that powerful, and that's why he's at number 3 on this list. Because of the amount of power he's going to bring to the table, the amount of excitement he's going to bring, and the amount of adrenaline that's going to be flowing through me when I fight it. At number 2, we have the most beautiful monster in the game, known as the I Matinee or the MIWTF in the North American and European versions. The MIWTF is a graceful leviathan that fires bubbles for attacks. You may think its bubble attacks are not that deadly, but in fact, it is quite painful, as Bubble Blight, which is the new type of status it can inflict on you, is actually a rather special one. In fact, if you get hit with the first stage of Bubble Blight, known as Minor Bubble Blight, you actually get a bit of an evasion boost, and the I Matinee armor actually gives you this skill as well. However, on top of that, you also have the ability to suffer major Bubble Blight. When that happens, you slip around like you were on soap in the cartoons. It actually is pretty funny, and the only way to get rid of it is to spin around in circles repeatedly. However, the I Matinee also uses its Bubble Blight to its advantage as it gracefully slides around the battlefield, making it just as acrobatic as the Ogre, if not sleeker and just cooler looking. Its soundtrack is perfect for a monster of its beautiful status, and that's why it locks itself at our number 2 spot. And at number 1, we have the Rathalos, also known as the Rathalos in the US and EU version. The Rathalos has got to be one of the coolest monsters, and I really can't wait to fight it in Monster Hunter Generations for a few reasons. The first reason is because it is an electric flying wyvern that is tough enough to take on the mother freaking Rathalos. Not only that, but it can fire an electric beam out of its tail, can pound you against the wall with a really cool move, and you hit the wall with your back and you just go face first onto the ground. And he's got some really powerful electric attacks where he summons green lightning, much like the Ogre's blue and gold lightning in his gold form. He is one of the stronger lightning monsters in the game. Sure, he's the first flagship monster you fight, but he's much of a glass cannon, as he does have probably the lowest health of all the flagship monsters in the game, but he is one of the most potent monsters I've ever seen effectively used in battle. The best style, I think, to be used against this guy is going to be the Bushido or Adept style, and his theme puts him at way over the top of my expectations. And that's why the Rathalos finds itself at our number 1 spot, because I cannot wait to fight this monster, and there is no doubt in my mind that I'm going to enjoy this one every time I fight it.